Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked. Just do some cheer. And Brad and I are doing our top 100 games of all time. I ran out. I wasn't a cheerleader. You were though, right? In high
Bullshit, I
school?
was. I would just,
Oh,
I would go,
you were color guard.
I'd
That's
go,
right.
no, I'd go geeky with it and start using your Roman numerals. C for 100.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we are in the last third of our top 100. It flies by, honestly.
It does.
Um, so. As per usual, you know what I didn't do, and I said I was going to.
Oh, the
I
old game,
said
yeah.
I was going to I was gonna look up how many new games from last year rose, and I might do that while you're talking. But this segment is 30 through 21,
Yep.
and it's a pretty sexy segment because let me just double check. Yep, 30 through 21. I have two that fell, three that rose, and five new ones.
Ouch. Mine's
Ouch,
very,
what do you mean? That's great.
yeah, maybe. I mean, unless they fall next year, It's like,
That's true. Like every single one of them. Yep.
I have 4 rows, 4 fell, 2 new. So kind of the same as last time. My last segment was that exact same deal, 4, 4, and 2. So
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, just from quickly looking at like the new ones that I can see right now, I would find it extremely hard to believe if any of them rose.
yeah.
Just, I don't know. Anyway, with all that being said, Brad, kick us off
All
with
right.
number 30.
My number 30 is the game you own everything for as well. It took you forever to play it though. Like forever because you owned it for a very long time. And that is Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar.
Oh,
Um,
it did take me forever
yes.
too.
Um,
Am I dumb?
so
Am I
yeah, I think you are.
Tzol?
Well,
Oh,
you're
there's
not,
no
you're not,
E.
you need to share your screen too
Oh, yeah.
because you're
Yep,
very
that's a
large and
thing.
I'm very small.
There we go. Right there. Right on the refrigerator.
All right, there we are. So yes, so this one is an older game. I mean, it's been out for I guess 14 years now, which is nuts, but um I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of the ones that they tried to make fancy again down the road at some point. Um
Hmm.
but
Maybe.
I don't maybe yeah, I have no idea, but this one was kind of my first foray into um I guess this style of game, like because this one there's been a few games that have come out where they've used, that mechanism where you keep your worker on a rondel and then pull them off to do, you know, stronger actions or whatever. This one, with the innovative thing with this was all the gears.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any gear games like this prior to this that went to this extent anyway. But it's worker placement. You're gonna be putting your workers out on um the different gears out there, and you're going to pull them off when you get the action, that you want. The longer they stay on the wheel, the better the actions get. Um, and it's just neat. I'm not a painter, but I would love to have my gears painted to look all like ancient relic looking,
All
instead
you
of
would
the,
have to do, and you could do this, is get like brown or bronze Citadel paint
yeah,
and just brush that. That would take care of literally, that would make it look 10 times better. Because
right,
Citadel paints kind of do the highlights and shadows kind of for you,
right.
from my understanding. That's all you'd have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, this one was kind of I want to say I may be speaking out of my ass here, but I think this is the first game that the team of Simone Luciani and Daniele Tessini did together. Like that was a big hit. I want to say this was their first one. Like I said, I may be a complete deal because then they started going on to work together on a
Well,
lot of other stuff too.
Simone Luciani has
Yeah,
notable
because
games. That's
Voyage of the Marco
2012.
Polo was another one they did together. So yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
So and they went on to make quite a few other decent games, throughout the time.
he's got some bangers.
Right. So anyway, like I said, this and plus this has the CGE deal, because they have a pretty good pedigree with their games.
Yeah.
The quality of components is neat. The blue skulls are cool. Um, all that jazz. The expansion. Um, I really like the expansion. I think it's Tribes and Prophecies, I want to say.
Something like that. Yeah,
Where
it's
it
a
gives you the
must-have, I think.
yeah, where it gives you the variable player
Hmm.
powers and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I mean this one, if you like worker placement Euro games like this one and you haven't played this one, you really need to get this one played just
Yeah,
because
don't have it in your collection for like 10 years and not
right
play it.
right um because yeah, it's the logistics of the game is simple, but the decisions of like when to pull the trigger on certain
Well, yeah,
actions
at the
is
same
the
time, if you this isn't in my top 100 for the record, it's not going to all of a sudden be in the 20s, but it is very good. Um there you're also penalized if you don't have any workers.
right,
Like so you can't just sit there, put them all out, then just wait and be like, and best actions.
right,
So there's a balance of having to like you put one worker out to wait for a while and then do a bunch of quick actions. It's
exactly.
and all that stuff sounds like it'd be designed today.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I like the aspect of it too because that big wheel in the middle, it just clicks one spot,
Yep.
and once it makes one full revolution, then that's your game end.
Yep.
So that's another thing I like about it is that it has that. You can see it. You know the ending is coming. You can kind of math it out when you're putting your workers out to know if you're going to be, you don't want to put them on a long, hold them on too long for an action if you don't have enough time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just an awesome one. And I, I would you say this is part of the T series?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I
yeah, I
think
would too.
I don't
It,
think it like kickstarted the T
no,
series. I think Teotihuacan did
yeah,
that, but then people kind of were like, "Oh, it's from the same designers." Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess technically it is CGE, so all the other T games are from Board and Dice.
right.
But I think this has been like grandfathered in
Yeah,
to the
that's
T
kind of what I was
series.
thinking too. But yeah, that's
When I
my
eventually get
oh,
around to my T series ranking, this will be included in that.
and I guess I didn't say before I said the name of the game. This was 25 last year, so it fell 5 spots.
Okay.
But it's been as high as actually this is the highest. Yeah, last year at 25 was the highest it had made it and
Nice.
stuff. So, but yeah, that's my number 30.
Cool. My number 30, Rose, it was 40 last year and 20 the year before. So it's kind of funny how it rose 10 spots but then fell 10 spots last time. Through no play of this, just sheer how good this game is. And I want to redo this as a series. I'd probably do it either solo or with another person. But I'm waiting for the second edition to show up, and that is This War of Mine.
Oh yeah,
So this was, I want to say, Awakened Realms' debut game.
I think so.
It
I think you're right.
If it wasn't, then it was their debut game for me because I had never heard of this. This was in the early years of crowdfunding when that was just new to everyone and not kind of like the staple. Nowadays, it's like, oh man, it went straight to retail. Weird.
Hmm.
But man, this game is something special. You're I This is kind of a polarizing game. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. If you can't get behind the theme, then you're not gonna have a good time with it. But its theme is that you are civilians surviving a war-torn country. This is based around a real historical event, and I say it every time, but there is an article you can go out to read. somewhere on Board Game Geek. I'm sure it'd be relatively easy to find of someone who lived during this this occupied city, and he actually praises this game for capturing the feel of it. And I mean, it's just awesome. Like the this was like the first foray into a book of scripts where you would come across events that you'd have to read, and there's horrific stuff that's in there. And but the actual gameplay, besides the story event, is pretty awesome. This is based off a video game. There's an indie video game you can go out and play by 11-bit studios. And I'm trying to get a better picture. Did I just click on this one? I
I think
did.
so.
Uh, but essentially, you have four civilians that everyone is kind of controlling. You don't control your own survivor, but you program them essentially to go out and do stuff. Either go out and clear some rubble, go out and build a blueprint, or gear up to go out and scavenge resources. And they do that all at the same time. Here we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. But you're managing these resources, which you're going to need food, you're going to need cigarettes, you're going to need books, you're going to need all this shit to keep people happy because they all can have a status of their hunger level, their depression level, their stress level. All of that is having to be managed while you're dealing with various effects of, the weather or people trying to come and take the house from you.
Right.
Uh, where they're going to sleep, where you're going to put these inventions that you come up with, and how many people, how much stuff can people carry whenever you're going out and let's say you find a bunch of stuff that could be weapons to help you defend the home, can be items that you need, food that you need, but they can only carry so much that you have to come back while they're also dealing with, whatever event that they come across. It's definitely a unique game, something that nothing has ever been done before, even to this day. And I'm very, very excited for the second edition to, add more stuff, improve upon the systems because they did something kind of unique, although, there's something to be said about trying to be ambitious.
Right.
And it's like, well, give credit where credit's due, but at the same time, you know, going against the form just kind of hurts it. And that was there was really no rule book to this game. They had a
Hmm.
journal that you would kind of pass along and it would walk you through. So they wanted you to immediately get jumped into the game. But as you played it, throughout the book of scripts, you would randomly come across new rules. That's like, oh shit, that would be helpful. But when you're trying to play a game, that's kind of stupid. When you're trying to play a board. That works in a video game when you're playing a majority of it and then you get something new where it's like, hey, here's a new ability you have that you can do. That's different than like, hey, here's a crucial piece of rules that you need to actually survive this game. Uh, cool in theory, and that works for video games, but it does not work as a board game. I think from what I remember in the second edition, I think they've completely nixed that. I think there's a legitimate rule book
Right.
to help you play it because the game's fucking hard. So learning crucial pieces of the game that help you play the game is, that'd be nice to have up front. But all that being said, fantastic game, definitely worth checking out. That's my number 30.
Yeah. Yep. Good choice. I'd be interested to try out the new edition at some point just
Yeah,
to
I don't know
see.
when it's coming out. I'm hoping 2026.
Probably, you'd think. But all right. So my number 29 is a new game to my list. So when you start getting new games up this high, they were pretty big ones for you, especially since you have so many new ones. You know that.
Yeah, I have a lot.
Yeah. But my number 29 is the game we also both own. And that is Unstoppable. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah. So Unstoppable, it says solo cooperative. It's solo. I mean, I've never played it the other way, but I mean it's solo to me only because it's part of the solo series. So that's how it's played. But this one uses the John D. Clare card crafting system that he's used in tons of other stuff. But this one comes in a smaller box. Um, but you're pretty much it's a futuristic theme, and you're going to be uh, you're pretty much battling a boss. I mean, in his henchmen or whatever. Um, and you are, as you can see there, the cards are like die cut and all this different stuff. That you'll be
It's
sliding
so
on.
weird.
Yeah, it is. That you'd be sliding on top of other cards and changing them in different ways. But what's cool about this is every card that's out there, there's like a bad guy on the backside. And if you defeat the bad guys, then they become, you know, cards for you, and stuff. Um, which makes it a neat deal. And it's not a super easy game by any means. It's pretty difficult because you lose if the threat level or the danger level gets too high or you run out of health. Um, we've talked about this before, like on our top games of 25 list, I think. Like the biggest complaint about this game is the lack of bosses. So
Yeah.
I hope they go back to it. I know that they're doing that dungeon crawler
Dungeon
Carl.
crawler Carl?
Um,
Carl!
and and I've been learning more about that IP because the
Great,
other
you can
guy,
tell me what it is because
well,
I
the
have no
other
fucking
the,
clue.
the other guys are reading the books right now, like the
It's a
Chads and all
book?
that. Well,
I
it's like
thought
a
it was some dude.
no, it's like a graphic novel thing. It's about
Oh, it's
the
not a real guy?
no, the theme of it is it's a guy who I'm no if I say this wrong, I'm gonna get in trouble by the nerds, but I think he like falls asleep or something, and when he wakes up in a living dungeon crawl game,
Okay.
and there's like a cat that is like smarter than him and all this stuff that talks to him and stuff in it, and they're like he's going on adventures in this dungeon crawl, and I don't know.
Okay.
People love the graphic novels or the books, stuff that it's on. So whatever. I haven't read any of it, but I
The way
might
they're
try.
doing that makes it sound like it's being designed by off the page games. You
Yeah,
know, the same
yeah,
people who
yeah.
do Mind Management
Uh-huh.
and Harrow County. It's like where they're finding these graphic novels. Apparently, they're all really good.
Yeah,
Um, which I mean is great because that seems like super niche graphic novel stuff that no one would ever, it would never be mainstream.
right.
So it's like it is cool that board games do take those IPs and make them more popular. Man, that entire time I thought Dungeon Crawler Carl was like I thought that was like a podcaster or
Like a
like an
podcaster.
actual
No,
real YouTuber that was just doing a collab with this game. That's what I
no, no, no.
thought.
No, it's
Um,
an actual IP that they're using.
gotcha.
But so I might look into that a little bit if I read more about the lore and stuff. But
If it's
what I
cross compatible with this version, then
I just don't know
that'd be
the art style's not going to be there. That's going to be the biggest
I see.
problem. Because the art
Yeah,
style is completely different than this. They just need to go back to this. I think this was a popular enough game for them. This is probably the best in all their solo series. Well, it is their best in the entire solo series that they've put out.
being compared
Um,
to Warp's Edge and that stuff.
Yeah, like Warp's
Oh
Edge,
yeah.
that Wreckland Run,
Oh yeah.
Proving Grounds, all that stuff.
I
But
got this one.
right. So I can't imagine, especially with it being Renegade, them not doing more, you know.
They barely
Um,
supported the other ones.
I know, but
I think
those weren't as good. Like this
yeah.
one got put on a lot of people's like top games lists and stuff like that. So it's like this
Yeah.
one's widely known as the best of that deal, So we'll see. Having John D. Clare on it helps too, because the other stuff was I can't think of his name that did all the other solo series games. AIM I can't remember, but
I don't know.
it's
Scott
that
Alms, is that
yes,
it?
yes, yes, yeah.
Okay.
I knew it started with an A, but so that could be a deal with this too, because John D. Clare has a big following as well. But anyway, this one is an awesome little I guess deck construction, deck builder kind of game. With a lot of good choices, and it's not easy. It's a good challenge. They
Yeah,
just need
it's
more material, I
pretty
think, in the long
much
run.
that's I mean, now in my top 100, I do really like this one. I think what bums me out is I was actually going to do a series. It was like, I mean, it'd be a mini series at this point just to cover the three bosses. But the problem is, um, it is pretty random in
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
you can
Yeah.
really get hosed on the cards you create where it's like the way that the enemies come out where it's like, well, I just lost. There's literally nothing I can do. But whenever that doesn't happen and you actually have a really good balance, it's pretty interesting because you do have your deck, I mean, of enemies, but the only way you actually ever draw cards is by defeating the enemies.
Yes.
So if you don't have a consistent way of dealing damage, like you don't want to completely blow your load and play your entire hand of cards, and it's like, aha, I defeated all the enemies, because you're eventually going to have to play those cards. And if you can't defeat them in a consistent way, then they will just stack against you. But the
Right.
problem with this game is, like you already mentioned, there's three bosses in the entire game. Two of them are virtually the same, and the other one is kind of a, I don't know, narrative kind of boss,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah.
So it's not like this game came out and was like, oh, hey, you have three bosses, but they're all really different from one another. No, you really have two bosses, and the first one is a tutorial boss. So, yeah. And I wouldn't even consider this a boss battler because you don't even really fight the boss. You fight cultists to deal
Yeah.
damage to it.
Exactly.
And that's
Right.
a bummer too, because that's the only way you deal damage to the boss is so you have to wait for those cultists and stuff to come out to kill them. And it's like, so it's kind of a slog. So the
Yeah.
card crafting, all that is very unique, but the actual boss fighting part, I think, is very lackluster.
I think that's why it says, that on BGG it says the game could last 30 to 90 minutes. That's a big
Yeah,
range for a,
it,
a
it
solo game.
yeah, the 30 minutes is whenever you lose, and the
Right.
90 minutes is
Right.
when you win.
Right.
So it I think you could do with some tweaks. I think the skeleton is here for a really good game. Um in fact, I mean I had an 8.5 at the time. I'd probably drop it. I'd probably drop it to an 8. I still like it,
Right.
but yeah.
I I would say because there's enough people that watch these videos that are solo people. If you're a solo gamer is your primary way of playing, get this game. I mean, it's not expensive, and if you're just playing it solo, because I don't mind, the randomness on it because if you get hosed and you lose, I mean, you just set it back up and go again. I mean, that's
Well, I
that's
would agree with
solo
you there,
games.
except you have to spend 20 minutes setting it back up because you have
Oh,
to
I
tear
know.
down all the
I know.
cards.
But I think there's a different mentality with like true solo gamers where that's their big deal. That's like,
Maybe.
that's how I am anyway. I like
That
I like.
Man, that is interesting. We really need to redo your top
I have
50
I
solo
have it
games
done.
because
It's done.
because that mentality is different um versus someone who primarily plays solo games and someone who occasionally does them. Like
Right.
I only do solo games for the channel.
Right.
Like like there's never a time where I will ever choose to sit down and play a solo game just to do it. It is only for the channel.
Yeah, and see, and my
Um,
my primary way of playing is solo with this smattering of multiplayer games.
right.
So,
Anyway, still a good
yeah.
game. I do like it. Uh, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. All right.
Alrighty.
My number 29 was 49 last year. And it was 52 the year before. Oh, wait, hold on. 49. 49. Nope, damn it. I was hoping it was new last year. Oh, wait a minute. There's an instance. It was 52, yeah, in 2023, and it rose and it was new in 2023. So it did rise.
Hey, there you go.
Anyway, I believe we talked about this before on one of your segments. I don't remember where, but I like it a lot more than you, and that is Castles of Burgundy,
Did I talk? I think I talked about it.
specifically the special edition. We did talk about it. I do
Yeah,
know
I
that.
I, I was 57.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Hey, see, I can have Euros being high up. I think
Yes.
this game is just sheer perfection. I mean the special edition is amazing. I love the variability, the variety of this game with the different maps you can have. The dice placement of this game, I think it's just absolutely phenomenal. And this is coming from someone who doesn't really like randomness in his games. I'm so weird on randomness, dude. you have to catch me in the right mood. But even in
Hmm.
if I could be in the best of moods, and you keep me around randomness for too long, and I'm just like fucking bitch. I'm like I'm so mad. Uh, but yeah, like using. Why are these pictures booty cheeks? Because I just want one of the board, not these artsy kind of things. But anyway, we've talked about this before. You utilize dice to go out to different I guess not venues, but hubs um to draft these tiles.
Right.
And these tiles you need to also place on various areas of your board. The tiles all do different abilities. Like the yellow ones are special effect tiles. The burgundy tiles give you an extra action. The sea ones let you ship off cargo. I can't remember what the beige ones do off the top of my head, but the green ones are kind of a set collection scoring element. I still have yet to play with the Vine
I haven't
expansion.
either. I haven't either.
Um, but there are tons of these different maps that just give you different patterns to actually fill out. It is just a streamlined, clean, efficient, strategic but simple Euro game. The dice just have, I mean, there's ways to mitigate them. It it's like it really is just one of the most perfect Euro games out there that I mean, I have I played this solo? I can't remember if I have or if I just watched someone play it solo.
The solo's pretty good.
Um, Man, yeah, I can't remember if I have or not. But yeah, and now that we have a 3D printed insert that actually holds everything, all the acrylic tiles, it's even better because previously the insert wasn't terrible, but it's so stupid. I mean, I get it from a cost saving standpoint. You don't want to print a bunch of inserts that hold acrylic and a bunch of inserts that don't. But I mean, you should have that data and as a company have some overhead. So it's like, how many people got acrylic tokens? Okay, we're going to print an insert for that. I mean, I'd even pay extra to
Right.
not have to go out of my way to 3D print something. But all that being said, it's rectified now. Uh, but yeah, this one, if you haven't played Castles of Burgundy, do you have to run out and get the Awakened Realm Special Edition? Probably.
I mean,
But
it doesn't change from the others though. Like I've had every edition of this game all the way through to this
yeah.
one, and they
Well, I
all, you
know
know,
there was like the original, then they did like a second edition that people hated.
yeah. But then they had the
Um,
anniversary edition, the 10-year
was
anniversary
that the one
edition.
that people hated? I can't
No, that
remember.
one was good. No, it was the second one that you were talking
Okay,
about. But then the 10th anniversary edition was good because they brought it
gotcha.
back, and then this
It,
came out.
wasn't there a roll and write as well?
There's a card game. There's
Or a
the
card
Castlevania
game?
card game.
Okay.
I have it, but haven't played it.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, like we mentioned previously, the only thing about the special edition that is weird, and it's again just to save money, is the yellow on the tile one, the cardboard one, the yellow tokens tell you what they do. Like, hey, 27. I mean, like it doesn't even have a 27. It just shows that, and on the back it tells you what it does. The acrylic version has the number so you can reference it on a sheet because
hmm
they did not want to pay to have the printers print what it does on the back. So it's
right.
like it's fucking weird. Um Maybe they'll have AI do it in the next one,
Maybe.
considering it's Awakened Realms. But yeah, fantastic game. That's my 29.
Yeah, it's a good choice. All right, my number 28 is I think it's the oldest game in this segment. It's probably the oldest game on the rest of my list.
Is it older than you?
No,
Because you're
God,
pretty
no.
old.
Yeah. It's not 47 years old. So, this one came out in 2007, so it's almost 20 years old. Um, and I still have the original version of this. I don't want to have anything to do with the second edition or the third edition, and that is Kingsburg.
Ah,
Um,
oh my God, I forgot they're doing a third edition.
no,
Yeah, there it
it's
is.
out already.
Is
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's I looked at it because I was like, maybe it's time for me to upgrade. But the second edition, okay, so the art of the second edition sucked, but
Yeah.
it added some cool component stuff. And then the third edition, the art is good. So the third edition, the art is good, but then they downgraded the components.
Oh,
So there's no wood in it at all. It's all cardboard. So I just didn't. I just said, Fuck it, I'm gonna keep my original." Because the original's still awesome. The art of it is awesome. The when you look at the characters that you're influencing and
dude,
stuff.
this looks like a prototype. Maybe it is.
I don't
Is
know.
this a final
I
final
have
version?
no idea. I just remember I was reading the
Oh,
description
okay.
for it, and it said that they downgraded the components to cardboard from wood. Uh, from the second edition. I'm like, yeah, I'll just keep what I have. But anyway, the
Yeah.
original version, first edition, I just love the art, the character art on that and everything. It's so uh just so much cleaner, I think, and stuff. But anyway, you in this game, you choose your color, of course. You're gonna have a certain number of dice you're gonna roll. And then you're going to, in player order, you're going to go out and you're going to place those dice and influence a certain person in the royal palace, all those things. And then whether you put, two dice, you have to put two dice down to get the nine or
Hmm.
whatever. You're going to be placing different stuff. The higher up that you go, generally the better. So, well, and in this game, not because the king is really good. You get like, a defense and one of each resource, but the queen I think is the best. The 17, because you get
Yeah.
two of any resource, you get three victory points, and you get to peek at the incoming
Yeah.
threat. Um, so you're playing this over a set number of years. There's different phases that go through. Then there's going to be a threat for each year. Um, and they go from less power at the beginning to bigger power at the end. You are going to be, influencing to gain resources. You have your own player area that you're going to be building different buildings on that'll let you. It may give you +1 against zombie deals. You may not know what's coming, but there's certain people you can influence that let you peek at what's coming, so you can kind of get an idea. And it's kind of like a tech tree in a way because you have to build the ones prior to from left to right on the player boards. Um,
Oh, yeah. You talk about these.
yeah, yeah. So you have to build left to right on them instead of just going straight to the cathedral and stuff. But but yeah, so this one is really cool because it's with the dice placement. This was one of the early dice placement where the numbers mattered and stuff that I could recall. This came out before Alien Frontiers, who was the next one that kind of did it, and then it's become a thing, in Euro games quite a bit after that. But this one, so if you have this base version, you need to get the expansion to Forge a Realm because it was a modular expansion that had all these like 5 different modules that you could add into the
I
game.
mean, good luck. There's no way.
Well,
There's no way you're
no,
finding that expansion
well,
by
no, but
itself.
if you buy second edition, it has all the expansions in it. I don't know about the third edition if it has it or not,
Right.
but the that expansion adds all these different deals because it was whenever you fought the evil, whoever was attacking you, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion, and like that one of the modules is you start the game with a bunch of these shields with numbers on them, and you keep them face down, and then you'll put one into the battle to add to your defense to see if you win. But every one of those you give away, you get whatever one you have left at the end of at the end of the game is how many victory points you'll get. So it's
Hmm.
like there's just a lot of different stuff like that. There's event cards that you can add into it that make the events, it changes up the stuff. That's just really cool. In the event deck, there's two the King of Sick cards. If you pull the first one, then you can't
Sick.
use
Yeah.
that. But if you pull the second one in the game ends immediately. I've never had that happen because the deck is thick enough. But if you happen to pull the second King of Sick, then the game's just over.
Yeah. The king dies, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of
So
here.
so this one is for it being almost 20 years old is still outstanding. I mean, obviously it was 48 on my list last year. It rose 20 spots um
Yeah.
to move up to 28. I've played this so much over the years
I
and
remember
yeah.
it's been a bit since I've played it, but uh because I have the same version you do, the first edition.
Yeah.
And I remember I was gonna do a cull, and I kept looking at that game, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play this one. And I played it with my friend Brett and my horrible ex-wife. And I was like, man, this game is actually still good.
I
And I
know.
kept it. I still have it,
It
I
is
think. I hope. I don't remember getting rid of it. Yep, still have it.
yeah, it's just one of those games that just is set it because it's not difficult, but it's
Yeah,
such a chill game,
right.
too. And I love everything about it. And I really don't want to get any of the new editions unless they come
Yeah,
out with like a classic, like full blown, like,
yeah.
cool
It's
edition.
like
But
I've never seen this before. At this time, it's not clear whether Kingsburg third edition differs substantially from the second edition. So BGG is creating a listing for this item that will perhaps be merged away in time. I have
yeah.
never seen that before,
So
where
look
even
down at the
BGG
bottom of
is,
that.
yeah, yeah. And then it says it includes the most updated rulebook and the best expansion modules developed since its first
Oh, okay.
edition.
So it does have that, but the very bottom part of that description, like all the way at the bottom.
Furthermore, the artwork and design have been restyled with components have been redesigned.
Yes. Well, no. Like the very bottom lines is one that said they went away from, yeah, new art style and updated, downgraded to cardboard game components. Um,
I'm
because
not seeing
this,
that, but
it's right,
oh, it's
right above
literally
con.
right here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, the second edition has the better components, but worse art and stuff. So then this one comes and I don't know. Just stick with the original if you can ever find it. I
If you
mean,
can find it, yeah.
yeah,
I
because
do like
it's
this cover though.
I do too. I mean, I
Well,
like the
except
art of
this
this.
elf chick who is clearly like zonked out of her fucking mind.
Yeah.
She's like huh,
Well, and yeah, so I mean,
whatever.
the game system, whatever version you have, is going to be good. It's just depending on its art
Kind
and
of
component
weird though.
quality is
Kingsburg is
your.
not that good to have a third
Well, I
edition.
know, and that's the thing. I don't know if it's because the first edition went out like because the Elfenworks was who did the first edition, and that company, I have no idea if it's even around anymore or not. But then it's kind of bounced around because uh whoever made this one, it's Gyoshi whatever.
Uniti.
And I think the second edition was the second edition it wasn't Fantasy Flight. Um
No,
well no
it's
Fantasy
same
Flight.
company.
Oh, okay. Fantasy Flight did a version of Kingsburg.
They did the
Uh
first one. Yeah.
well that
That was back when because that's the version I have.
that's
That
I
was
have the
back when Fantasy Flight.
Elfenworks. Yeah.
That's when Fantasy Flight made games.
Yeah, because the Elfenworks one was the actual first one that they put out. It's the same game. It was just it was the one that came from Europe. Like that was the Elfenworks is a European company and
Gotcha.
stuff. So it probably came over from because I bought it used off a person way back then. So it was probably something from Essen or something like
Nice.
that. But anyway, uh, my number 28 is Kingsburg.
Alrighty. My number 28 is the first of five new ones in this segment. It's a game that you hate, but that's because you're too stupid to fucking understand it. It's the Rick and Morty game. No, I'm kidding. You have to have a high intelligence to understand the Rick and Morty game. No, this is actually the game that kind of reminded me that why I like Euros. This might be my highest Euro. I'm taking a quick look. Probably, definitely is. This is SETI.
I didn't hate it. It's just
You
the,
hated it.
the no the issue was is that we played it and Galactic Cruise at the exact same time. I
Yeah.
like Galactic Cruise better, and um then I played Shackleton Base, which just blew both of those out of the water. So it's just
Oh,
like
gotcha. Yeah, I
so
haven't played Shackleton Base yet, so uh yeah. I mean, literally sci-fi Euros. I mean, sci-fi Euro fans are eating good
hmm
right now because you got this one, you got Galactic Cruise, you got Shackleton Base, you got Galileo. Um, you have Twinkle Twinkle. Like, you got some fucking bangers out there. But SETI is just everything that I actually want in a Euro. All the Euros that Brad's been talking about that I have played, I mean, I don't really think any of them have dipped below a 7,
Right.
which I guess to a lot of people would be like, wow, so it's bad. It's like, no, 7 is good. Like it is 5 is average, 6 is slightly above average, 7's good, 8's great, 9's fantastic, 10's perfect. That's how I quickly denote my ranking.
Right.
But yeah, SETI is absolutely phenomenal. Very tight game. Especially your first game is going to be like, okay, I did one action in round one. I'm already out of money. Probably a little bit tighter than it needs to be, I think, but there's just so many things going right in this game. I love how every card is just unique in terms of the actions of trying to complete objectives to get, victory points. I like how the end game scoring is, I mean, you see the end game scoring. The I love the way CGE designs their boards
Hmm.
because they almost never waste space. They always try and just be kind of cute with it in terms of like everything. Oh, here's a circular board. Everything wraps around it. Even the scoring tiles are wrapped around it. But you upgrade your own board with actions to make things easier. Like, oh, hey, you don't have to pass through, or you don't have to stop on asteroids anymore. Every time you do this action, you can actually do it twice. But you're sending out satellites to either orbit a planet or land on a planet to get victory points or um oh, what do they call it? Publicity, I think is what it's called. Might not be right, but this is a important track as well. The board rotates, which can be really, really cool in terms of actions that allow you to do this little area control for a sector or make it easier to have your satellites move and land on a planet. It's just a phenomenal Euro for me.
Yeah.
Incredibly thematic. The diversity of aliens. I mean, to me, the aliens are probably as closely related to Shackleton Base as, from my understanding, is although the aliens don't show up till later, they give you a unique way of playing the game because they have different scoring and different rules on what you could do with them. But
Yeah.
yeah, I need to get the expansion. From what I understand, I think the expansion is somewhat akin to a prelude for terraforming Mars.
Yes, it's that, and then it adds a bunch of aliens too.
Yeah, adds more aliens, which of
Yeah.
course is just great to add. I'm hoping that they support this in the long run. I think this game could really just be something special. But yeah, like we got this one well, you got SETI, and then I got Galactic Cruise,
Yeah.
right? Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and then you kept my copy that day and played it, liked it, so bought your own and gave me the gave me the
Yep.
copy that you bought.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And I'm not gonna tell you what piece, but one piece of your copy has touched my
Well,
body part.
you gave it to me in shrink, so
Nope.
that's not
Nope. I
possible.
played your copy
Right, but
of
then you
SETI.
gave me the one that was still in shrink. You kept the one
Yeah,
that was
I took it to vintage stock. I had them re-shrink it. So your copy, one of one piece has touched me. Um, so
Jeez.
God, that'd be so like you'd be like, what?
Shrink this, please. It was in my
Yeah,
taint.
I did but yeah, I need to get the expansion. And yeah, that's my number 28, SETI.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it some more, just because I only played it the one time, and like you
Yeah,
said, it was really tight. So I think if you just got more plays in it, plus I think we played Galactic Cruise first, if I'm not mistaken, right?
we did. When I was
Yeah,
showing you these games, it was
yeah. So
Galactic
we
Cruise
played these
first.
like back to back, and I was just like, whew, is a
That's
lot of
a that's a heavy day.
yeah. So,
Um,
but yeah,
yeah,
all right, good choice. All right, my number 27, you've already talked about, I believe. It was 46 last year, so it jumped up 19 spaces, and I still haven't even played the newest expansion yet. Um, and that is Lost Ruins of Arnak.
I have talked about this.
Yes. It's been a couple segments ago, two, three, but yeah, this one was one, because this one and you said this when you talked about it too. Like this and Dune Imperium came out virtually the same time. I know it was ironic that they both were worker placement deck builders. And Dune Imperium took off, but I think this one overall, I think won the battle. I think, unless you're a
If we're
huge sci-fi fan, but I think gameplay wise, I think this one ended up being the better of the two.
if we're looking at the if we take whatever the Dice Towers People's Choice thing as,
Mhm.
gospel, Lost Ruins of Arnak did finally pass Dune Imperium
Yeah,
in that one. And I think not the adventure chest, but the new expansion. Maybe the adventure chest had something to do with it.
yeah. But this one, is one of those worker placement games. You sit there when you get ready to start playing this game, and if it's like your first time, and you're like, I only have these many workers, and I'm supposed to, that's only like X number of rounds. It's like, how am I going to do everything? But it's about, getting your workers in a proper place that gets you the resources to be able to do more and more and more as the game goes. And also building your deck to be able to let you do a lot more
Yeah.
stuff as well. Um, and the expansions just added more. I mean, you got more adventurers in some of them. You got some that add more of the research boards, which was a must. You had to have that because the
Mhm.
core game one was it kind of got pretty figured out in
Yeah.
that so adding those, which again CGE has really supported this one. Um, and I think they kind of took that into account. I think they knew that that was a thing, and they just chucked out a bunch more deals. There's more boards, and everything, and you get more cards and artifacts and all that stuff. And that's just the thing with this. Like, I love deck building games. I like worker placement. You merge those two together. I mean, that's what makes this such a good one.
Yeah.
Um, and then you also get to fight these creatures as you're going through, but it's not like if you fail, it's not like oh,
Yeah.
I'm took damage or anything like this. It's just
Right.
you just failed it, and you can try it again at another
Yeah.
time, or somebody else will jump in there. It's
All
like,
you get is a fear card. If you have to pull your worker
right,
back, it's like, oh, one fear.
yeah. So I mean, it's pretty laid back as far as that goes. And then I also like when you get those artifacts, how when you get it, you use it,
Hmm.
and stuff. So you at least get because you don't go through your deck a ton of times in this game. Um, a ton. I
Well,
mean,
you
you
never
do, you
shuffle
do.
anyway.
Well,
Like you,
right, right. So it's just, but you want to make, yeah, it's nice that they let you use the artifact,
hmm
so that you can at least get that use out of it. And then you have to kind of like pay to use it, um, the other times that you use it. Um, but it's, I need to go through and print all the cool resources, um, for this.
oh, like
Uh,
the gold and
yeah, yeah, because they have
compass.
on our site that we go to for that. They have compasses and gold that you can 3D print that look really cool
Oh, nice.
and everything
Yeah, it is
and
kind of weird
stuff.
that they cheaped out on these, but then they did the extra mile for everything else.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll probably do that here pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, this is an outstanding game. I think what caused Dune to lose to this for sure was their weird release model.
Yeah,
Because I like the Dune game too. Like it's
I
not
did
bad,
not.
but then when they do this stupid, they brought out like a whole nother like core box, and it kind of like it just got confusing.
Yeah.
So I think this one's been doing it the right way. They've just been throwing more into this game, and then when they came out with the adventure chest with the whole nother board and all that stuff, that just there's so much for this game out right now, and they could still keep pumping it out. They even did. Um, Online support for it for like a solo campaign and stuff, which
Yeah.
was another outstanding thing that it has the solo aspect, and everything. So yeah, I mean,
Well,
this
I'm
was
pretty
a
sure they're done because they have the adventure chest and that thing is full. Like there's like
yeah, oh
nothing.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I
it's
guess they could do
packed.
Lost Ruins of Arnak 2, but that would just be stupid.
Well, what did Everdell
Um,
do?
well, yeah, that's probably what they're trying to avoid. Um, Yeah, where it's like, oh shit, we made a storage solution and this is our moneymaker. Um, yeah, what did you think of the adventure chest?
Um, I mean, it held everything. It could have been
Yeah.
better, but it could have been worse. I mean, it wasn't,
Um,
you know.
yeah, whenever I did my review or discussion, whatever, over the adventure chest, um, I talked about the storage solution at the beginning, and then I talked about the rest of it, and it was all high praise over the actual content. But people have just been taken. They're like, this is the greatest storage solution I've ever fucking seen. It was super easy to put together, and I'm like, it wasn't that great. Like, it wasn't Merchants of the Dark Road garbage, but I think it could have been cleaner of a
Well,
storage solution.
and here's what I think, because Lost Ruins of Arnak it skirts that line of catching the wingspan crowd, like
Yeah,
the new gamers, I guess. I don't know how else to describe them, there's
yeah,
because it and if they haven't seen games with really like what an actual good insert looks like, then maybe that's the thing for them,
yeah.
but when you've gamed and you have enough games and you see what companies can do,
Hmm.
then we know what companies can do. And it's
Yeah.
like, so if I just tribute a lot of that talk to just people that,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
because it does hold everything, which is
right.
great.
Hmm.
And some guy was like, when you play with the storage solution more than once, and I'm like, I fucking have. I've played this game a shit ton.
Yeah.
It's not the best storage solution. It's fine.
Hmm.
And maybe in my discussion, because I don't remember what I say half the time. I'm like, maybe I was really dogging on it more than I meant to, but yeah, to be like the way I'm looking at it is I would 3D print an insert
Well,
for the adventure chest
that's
if
what I
I
was just
could.
getting ready to say. Like, I wonder if there's a file out there,
At the time
for
I looked, there
the
wasn't
adventure
one.
chest. Yeah. So I'll keep an eye out too, because I would probably print something just because we know what those do and
Yeah,
stuff and
exactly.
everything.
So
So,
definitely worth having more so than just not.
oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
anyway, yeah, great game.
Yep, yep, for sure.
All right. My number 27 is a game that you finally played, and I've been hyping it up for a while, is another new one. If there was any new game that was going to move up next year, it is most likely this one. I love this game, and that is Tag Team.
This one would be okay. It's not on my list, right? Because I just really got dove into it. What was it? Last Friday
Something
or
like
something
that.
like that. I really dove into it then and played several games. And this game would probably have been in my top 50 easily
Yeah, dude,
this year.
it's
So,
so good. It's Scorpion Mask. Already talked about Sky Team. Now we got Tag Team. Uh, Scorpion Mask is just a publisher that just knows what to make. Like they make affordable games with tons of replayability, with support. Um, like this one to Crypto and Sky Team. And hell, I wish they would support another one called So Cool. Um,
never played
but
that one.
it's like a party style game. It's like a multitasking party game. I'm pretty sure you would
Is
hate it.
is it the one that has the bomb on the front?
Yes.
Okay, I've
Yeah,
seen
the
the
one
cover
where you
for
have
it.
to roll dice and spell things while someone's asking you a
Oh,
question.
that's a
And
bunch
yeah,
of bullshit. Nope, nope.
it's
I'm
so
out. I'm
much
out.
fun. I love it. Anyway, Scorpion Mask, absolutely love almost everything that they make. Uh, Tag Team is an auto battler, which if you're not familiar with an auto battler, what that is in the video game space is basically you do a lot of setup. Like your whole game is setting up, and then you basically like, okay, I'm gonna hire these units, I'm gonna upgrade them, I'm gonna get this item, I'm gonna equip it onto them. That's the game. It's like man, like you're running a business, and then you hit play, and basically your army will run out and do the fighting for you.
Mhm.
And then if they win or lose, you move on. There's a lot of video game indie games out there that are like $2 to get. King is Watching is one of them. He is Coming is another auto battler. Uh, and oh, there was another one that starts with a D, but I can't think of it right now. Those are all indie video games. Tag Team takes that concept as a board game, and it's just phenomenal. Like every there are how many heroes are there?
Was there 8 total, I want to say maybe? Or is there
8
more?
years? I thought there was more.
There might have been more. I can't remember.
It doesn't say, but you take two fighters, and it doesn't matter. Like you just take any two fighters, and what you do is you take each fighter has their own unique cards, but they have starting cards. Both of them have starting cards, and you decide the order in what they go into a deck. So then basically your opponent does the exact same, and then you flip it and you just resolve the cards out. Then once you run through the deck, you draw three cards from their combined side deck, and you pick one to put into the starting cards. And you can't rearrange previously placed cards. The only time that you can, 12,
Yep.
nice. The only time that you can is like if you want the first card you're playing to be the second card, the new card you're adding has to go first. Um, and you might think, oh, it's an auto battler, so there's no strategy. No, there absolutely is because you have to think about what your opponent just played. You have to remember, okay, they had an attack as their second card. Okay, if I should put my defense as my second card and hope that that's still their attack, so I can block it. And I mean, every single character plays completely different. I love at the bottom it tells you their complexity, tells you what type of fighter they are,
Hmm.
and I don't know, and like their role. So,
Yes.
um, like the Golem, he's a tank and he utilizes a lot of cards to shield himself or shield his ally. But the best thing about this game is not only is it extremely simple to learn, the just the amount of combinations that you can have with the fighters is just a blast. Um,
It's fast too. That's another thing.
it's fast
You
and
know, 10 minutes. 10.
yeah, like I mean every time I've played this game, it's never just once. It's never like, okay, that was
Hmm.
fun, put it away. It's like, let's do it again.
Yep.
Like let's swap. Like it's just I've tried every single character, not every combo, but yeah. Oh, I guess I could have looked at this picture and that would have told me how many there were.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Mephisto, he has a card that basically says if you were to lose for any reason, you win. My girlfriend pulled that pulled that bullshit. She had Mephisto and Bodvar, and Bodvar was human form, and he was like clearly about to die, and then she flipped that, and I was like, well, I guess you win. So it's so fucking good.
Well, and
Just
the other
absolute
thing,
fun.
the other thing that was intriguing to me after playing it was because I wondered how it would work before I knew the rules or anything. I was like, okay, how do you choose who you're attacking? And like, couldn't you just focus on one person? But
Oh yeah.
it all depends on what that person plays because whatever card they played in that character, that's who your attacks go towards.
Yep.
You know, so it's like you have to be strategic on what card because if Bodvar is about to die, you don't want to play a Bodvar card that doesn't have a shield on it, or else that if they play an attack, it's coming right at you and you could die. You know, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of layers on this game for it being such a simple setup.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because like I mean Bodvar is a great example. He's one of the tutorial like start here kind of character, but he's so much fun. Um yeah, like he needs to ramp up before he can turn into bear form. Well, I mean, you could play a bunch of his cards to try and do that, but if you don't have any way of defending yourself, then he dies so quick and then you just lose. Because
Yep.
you lose if any one of your
Right.
two characters die.
Yep.
So like one of the characters, like what's her name? Maman Brigitte. She's technically unkillable. Um, if she goes all the way down to zero, she basically resets her life. So you have to hit her. You have to get her life to a certain number to actually kill her.
Yeah.
Um, they're just all so radically different, and they're already. This game is ripe for expansions, which I've already announced. They're not here yet, but there's a King Arthur one that's coming out, and then there's that's just like I think middle of this year, and then there is another expansion that's not thematic uh coming out later this year.
Well, and it's just like these kind of games, especially this one, there's not, I mean, they could pump them out because it's just cards.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the player boards, I guess, but
But
that's
I mean,
still
it's not like it's cardboard. Like
right, right. So,
there's really not a whole lot. Yeah, and tokens,
yeah.
some unique tokens for the characters. Yeah, I think this game has some legs to it, but it's kind of my go-to travel game.
I mean, this game, if Dice Throne did not have the co-op games that I play, like this would kill competitive Dice Throne for me. Like
Oh yeah,
because it's so much faster and it's controllable. Like the dice, it's such a random type
yeah,
deal. There's two things of randomness in Dice Throne, dice and the cards you draw.
and the
This
decks.
one's
Yeah,
just because you get to create your deck in this as you choose one of three cards that you draw, and then you get to whether you
yeah.
place it the front, back, or the middle. It's like so this has a lot more control to it.
Yeah, the only randomness is you drawing from your deck, and
Yep.
it's like, but all the cards tell you how many there are
Hmm.
in the. So if you see a card that has like one on it, well, this one has two up at the top, but like if you draw a card that just shows a one and you choose to not get that one, you're not cycling through that side deck to for it to come back. Unless you're playing against someone really good and you guys are really on top of it.
Yeah, because
Uh,
you put the ones you don't choose, you put it at the bottom of your
at the
deck.
bottom,
But
yeah.
then, yeah, so
So
they could come back up.
it could, yeah. I mean, if you are really, you know, figuring each other out and blocking and,
Right.
all that stuff. But in my experience, that's not really happening. Anyway, absolutely love this game. And I, I just can't wait for more.
Yep. Yep. Like I said, this would have been easily in my top 50 if I had played it before this list. So we'll see where it goes
Nice.
next year.
Cool.
All right. My number 26 is a game that I showed you a few years back. It was 27 last year, so it went up one space. Um, and yeah, it's the highest it's been is 21, so it's just kind of been hovering right around this area. And that is Boon Lake.
Boon Lake. I have not touched this game in a hot minute.
Do you own it?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you bought it or not. So this is Alexander Pfister. It's the so it's got the whole Pfister Rondell thing, just like in uh Maracaibo, you were going around the islands. This one you're taking the rivers around, and once you make two rounds, then you're done. But you're collecting resources, you're laying out tiles and building farms on them, gathering other resource things. The cool thing with this game is the action selection. You can kind of see it up there at the top left. Um, there's these tiles that have the actions. Um, and when you take said actions, any action you take, you do everything on I think it's the left side of the deal, and then your opponent or the opponents, if you're playing more than one, do the right side of the little arrow thing. So you do left, they do right. It's usually a less powerful thing of what you get to do, and then that goes all the way down to the bottom. So you can choose any of those, but that little waterway on the left, where it says -2, -3, stuff like that, those become more like sometimes you have to pay more, or stuff like that, depending on what you're doing. Um, but then the stuff shoves up, you put that at the bottom, and you keep going. Um, the actions are all, I mean, I know there's a lot of symbols on it, but the actions are pretty straightforward once you get going with it. Um, and then they add an expansion called the Artifacts expansion, which is cool because the Artifacts expansion lets you're sending out like treasure hunters onto the board and looking for artifacts and stuff. So it's like you're getting these. The rule book calls them vase uh, items, and it stands for, like, I have the page pulled up here. It stands for variable atomic system energy. They call them vases. Um, so if you can collect some things and you get vases, and then you attach those vases to an artifact, then when you do that, it actually gives you an advantage towards victory. So
Okay.
artifacts do one thing, but if you can get that atomic energy, the vase thing attached to it, then it makes you have like this special ability kind of thing.
Okay.
Um, so it just adds more stuff like that, and it's just an interesting thing. Um, there's a lot of interesting things. Your board is going to be covered with all the like your cattle and your houses and stuff, and as you remove them, you gain more stuff off your player board. Um, the cards are uh there's day and night cards, there's stuff like that that just depends on how things roll. Um, there it's just a lot of cool stuff with this game. There's a little bit of a learning curve for like the first round or two, but then once you kind of get it, it's pretty smooth play, once you get that down.
Yeah.
Um, and everything. But yeah, this one's just a top-notch game. I want to say it is my yeah, I think it's my highest Pfister game. Yep, it is. This is my highest Alexander Pfister game. Um,
Yeah, I'd imagine so. You
so
already talked about Maracaibo,
yeah.
and I don't think you've ever played Blackout Hong Kong.
No, Pirates of Maracaibo was close to
Oh,
making my
okay.
list, but yeah. So yeah, I mean Boon Lake, outstanding game. The cover is kind of weird because I don't know where that whole flower thing comes from. It's just like, you know,
Yeah, it's
it
just
just pops
there.
up there. You're kind of rebuilding a civilization. Is kind of what the theme of it is. Like you've went to this place and you're trying to build up your civilization.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean that's that. It's a really good Euro for a neat action selection aspect.
cool, cool. Yeah, I don't have much to say. I've played it, I think the one time, and I mean, it's Alexander Pfister, and it is a really good one. I just don't remember much of it.
Yeah.
But talking about my 26, which is another new one to the list. Uh, this one has been played multiple times, and I actually just bought a playmat for it. Because the only flaw of it is the actual board itself, and that is Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship.
Oh yeah.
Fate, not Gate. Fate. Have you played this?
No.
Okay.
I have it.
Um,
I have it, and I printed an insert for it and stuff. I just haven't got a chance to play it yet.
Nice. Well, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's funny because I think, yeah, I don't even think on the cover it doesn't even say anything about the pandemic system on the cover.
No.
Uh, dude, funny enough, I was going through my collection of stuff and updating it, and then I was like, what the hell is Fall of Rome? And I clicked on it, and it's Pandemic Fall of Rome. So in BGG, it doesn't even, because my copy says Pandemic Fall of Rome, and my copy of Iberia also says Pandemic Iberia. But yeah, all of those have just kind of removed the pandemic system or pandemic from it. But yeah, this is one by Matt Leacock of Pandemic fame. But I mean, to be fair, this one is pretty far removed, even further removed from the system than Fall of Rome was. But it follows obviously the theme and story of Lord of the Rings, which you can't go wrong with because they're sheer perfection, best trilogy ever made, um, best fantasy ever made. It's just the best. But what's really cool about this is all players control different characters. They all have their unique abilities. And what they're trying to do is go around and fulfill objectives. And because what's cool about this one is you actually have these objective cards that I can't read because they're in this language. But basically you will have a certain number of those out that have to be done on top of getting um Frodo and Sam to Mordor to drop the ring in while dealing with enemies and Sauron looking after Frodo and trying to corrupt him and all that. Uh, while dealing with new army units being summoned, having them move because there's ways that, there's tons of ways for you to lose this game. I love the fact of this addition of objectives to complete, and there's actually quite a few in the game that are just gonna be randomly thrown out. Uh, they just give other players more to do than just move around and kill enemies. I'm dying. kill enemies, and then just hoard a bunch of cards. The cards are actually multi-use as well. They have these different icons that allow you to do different things. You actually might need them to complete objectives like this one. You need to go, like I said, I can't read it, but like you would need a card with this icon at this location to be able to assist in. That's one of the criterias.
Right.
But all like I said, all the different characters have unique abilities, and everyone like Frodo and Sam obviously have to be in the game, but they have every time they move along the board, if there are enemies there, like the Nazgul or orc armies, they have to roll to try and not be seen or spotted because then you lose. I think it's hope is what it's called. But yeah, I mean, it has the skeleton of Pandemic. Like if you've played any of the Pandemic versions, you would see like, okay, here's the influence. But in terms of gameplay and stuff, it's pretty, it's pretty far from it. Like I said, the only flaw of this game for me is the board just gets way too tiny, and I have now purchased a playmat that blows it up. So I'm very excited to play on that. But yeah, this one is just a phenomenal Lord of the Rings game. Uh, Rivals War of the Ring in terms of best Lord of the Rings board game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And obviously, I like this one more because I can get this one played more.
Yeah. The podcast I listened to, the two of the guys were doing their top games of 25, and one of them had this as their number one,
As their number
and
one.
then the other one had Shackleton.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I can see it. It's so good.
yeah, I'm
And
ready. I need to play it. I have it punched and everything ready to go. I just haven't played it yet.
nice. Cool. Yeah, so that's my 26.
All right, my number 25 is a game you can no longer buy unless you buy it on the secondhand market. It's way out of print, because the two companies that were involved in this have split, and I guess they don't like each other anymore. And that is Blood Bowl Team Manager. This was my number 25 or 20 last year, so it fell just 5 spots. Um, this one, I have everything that's out for it. I made a custom playmat for it and everything. It's pretty much you're playing kind of like a fantasy football kind of in a way. You pick a race. You're going to play through a season of Blood Bowl, culminating in the Blood Bowl, like Super Bowl at the end. You're gaining fans, which are your victory points. So that's how you win the game, have the most fans. You'll when you it kind of goes smash up style in a way, like there's gonna be a lane of cards out in the middle.
Mm,
You're gonna be playing players to these different events or highlights or what they're called to try to win it. So you may play a card that moves the football to your side or different stuff. You're trying to tackle the other players, so you roll a dice, do all this different stuff. You can cheat. There's all these cheat tokens you can get, and then at the end of when you're scoring the highlights, you flip them over to see if you get kicked out of the game or if you get more fans or whatever. Um, but and then you'll win like upgrades. So like some certain things you win may give you team upgrades, which are the littler cards that let you, you know, have team abilities. And then other ones will let you recruit players from whatever league your your race is from. There's different leagues. If you have everything, I think there's like 4 different leagues that you can pull from. And you can recruit outer race people to your team. If you're the humans, you could get like this big ass troll, to be on your team or whatever. And that becomes part of your deck, but you have to get rid of a card, so you're just kind of going like that, and you play through several deals until you get to the Blood Bowl, and then at the end you count up your fans and see if you won or not. But it's just one of those chaotic games. I don't like this with more than 3. A 2's good, but 3 is a good one because then you have a little bit more fighting over spots. Um,
okay.
but 4 is too many, I think. Um, but but yeah, I mean 3, and I could see I haven't played it at 4 forever. 3, I played at 3 and 2 mostly, but but yeah, you can still find this out in the market, and I don't think people have ramped it up too much in price. But yeah, since Games Workshop and Fantasy Flight kind of split, that kind of ended that game. But they'd come out with two or three expansions that added a bunch more races and leagues and um stuff like that. So yeah, I mean it's one of those games that'll always be around here just because it's a blast to just throw on the table and go, and it's it's just silly fun. I mean, you know, you can't take it too seriously because of all the craziness in those dice. They're just kind of all over the
Oh
place.
yeah,
It's a neat little thing. But
nice,
uh but yeah, that's my number 25.
cool. All right, my number 25 was 24 last year. It fell one spot, so it sucks. I hate
There
it.
you go.
It was 37 the year before, and this is also an old game. So out of my hot newness, this one is one that I was actually maybe kind of low-key hoping for a second edition, but maybe with Fantasy Flight the way it is, maybe I'm happy they didn't do it. And that is Eldritch Horror.
I would I
And
would I would buy it if they came out with a second edition, like because there's enough stuff out right now. I'd be trying to play catch up. So
right,
it's like if they made a second edition, I would probably jump in on it.
yeah. And now we're coming across the faults of doing the BGG uh
Mine
top.
just got slow too, but it'll get you.
Um,
Mine took like 20 or 30 seconds to load.
right. So I don't know what
Yeah.
they're doing. They might be doing some hot maintenance, which is there it is.
Now it'll take
And
like 15 seconds to load.
boom,
There you
Eldritch
go.
Horror. I think I talked about it in some other games where it's just like Arkham Horror is the LCG is, I mean, it's its own style of game, but man, there is just something epic about this one. And this is a game that it's like when you're playing it and you finish it, it feels like you just got done playing a campaign game.
Right.
Not because it's long. It is a long game, but like you just feel like it was a big culmination of just epicness, going around, having events, fighting monsters, dealing with upgrading your character, getting a bunch of different items, um, going to different worlds and closing gates. Like you're doing all of that in one big setting, trying to stop the Ancient One uh from awakening, and when it does awaken you can fight it. And they did something awesome with this one in the sense that every single Ancient One has their own like rules, has their own clue cards, has their own deck. Like they're all thematically appropriate to that Ancient One.
Right.
So your game is going to be completely different from, you know, whichever Ancient One you just have. And that's not on top of the fact that they implemented something called prelude cards, that when you're setting up the game, you just shuffle them together and draw one, and that might be a quick one-time event that happens, or it might just tell you what expansion to throw in. Hey, you're going to use the pyramid board this time. And you don't have to do any of that. You could just set it up however you want, but it is a really cool thing if you're not quite sure on how you want to play it, and just shuffle those up and it's like, all right, hey, here's what's quickly happening right now. Uh I mean, I have absolutely everything for this in the oh, what was that company? The Broken Token.
Oh,
Uh
yes.
in the Broken Token crate that organizes everything for this. It is a beast to actually bring out, honestly. But man, I just love everything about this game. Besides maybe the setup and teardown is
Hmm.
pretty awful. Um,
Probably not as bad as Arkham Horror.
you
It's
suck, fantasy or not fantasy, like board game geek.
it's probably not as long of a setup as the old Arkham Horror though.
Oh, that with the expansions for that.
Yeah, because that took flipping forever.
Yeah. Um, all right, well, fuck you, board game geek. I'll go to Google and I'll click on these pictures. That takes me to apparently the Cephalofair. I don't know why. Why did that take me there? I don't know what's happening anymore. You can't even click on pictures and there we go. We'll
Yeah,
get there. But yeah, I mean, it definitely has some dated elements, like the actions of like move one space, and like you can't do the same two actions, so you can't double move. Um, like, and then the dice system of succeeding is literally fives or sixes, and unless you become blessed. But they do an awesome thing with like the condition cards, like the debt, like the Dark Pact is a good example. There's a bunch of those, and then if you ever roll a one or something on during the event phase, then you flip it, and those backs have different effects. They have a lot of really cool elements here. I also love the fact that your characters have a health and sanity meter, and depending on which way when you go down, other people can go interact with that, and depending on how you went down, there's a different ending to your character. They can't save
right.
you. It's just like, hey, here's what happened to them, and that's different for every character, and then that's how you can also get their items and stuff. It is, it's just epic. It's like the culmination of the Lovecraft, like board gaming world.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 25.
Yeah, I definitely want to play this sometime because I've always have. It's just I owned it once a long time ago and then never got
Yeah,
it played and stuff. But yeah, good choice.
sweet. Did you want to pause here? Okay. Nice. Hey, BGG is back. Yay.
You were quieter for some reason.
You're quieter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're mu more muffled than you were earlier.
There's no way it's your fault.
Mine's full blast.
I don't know what to tell you. Haven't touched mine.
You're sounding a little bit better now. Maybe your mic's away from your face.
Hmm. Maybe
All
you're
right.
just nearing 50 and your hearing is going out.
It could be. All right. So my number, what number are we on now? 24?
24.
My number 24 is a game. It was 15 last year. It fell off because I hadn't played it a whole lot, but I just got in all the new content for this game. And so I'm excited to get it played again, and that is Cloudspire.
I also got everything for this game.
Yes, again.
Well, I lied. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm like, I lied. BG's not back.
How many times have you owned Cloudspire? Twice? Because I know you had it all at one point, and then you got rid of it, and then you just bought it all again.
Yeah, I
But
think twice, maybe
okay.
three times.
I shouldn't say anything because I've done the same thing with other games. But yeah, so this was one it took me a little while to get into, because the style of game didn't really intrigue me a whole lot. But then I kind of buckled down and started learning it because it's crazy because on BGG it has this game as a 4.4
I saw
on
that. Yeah.
so and there's a lot. I mean, I can see why because there's a lot of stuff to keep track of. There's a lot of terminology and stuff like that. Um, I pretty much just play this solo. I've never played this 1v1. I've never done this. I just run through the solo scenario book that they
Hmm.
have and all that stuff. But it's this is one of those what would you call like MOBA, I guess.
It's a MOBA
Um,
style. Yeah,
yeah,
tower defense.
yep. So there's several factions out now, especially with all the new stuff. You're going to create your army. There's going to be spires that if you got the miniature packs, especially, there's all the different spires that the tokens will sit under and on and stuff.
Hmm.
And you're just trying to place everything in the right way to protect your fortress because the maps are set up differently and there's a fortress for each person at the end of each deal. This is a three-player game, good Lord, or four-player.
Four
Oh, three.
player. Yeah.
Yeah, four.
I can imagine
Um,
this is same anything best. It's best at two. Yeah. Best at one or two.
yeah.
And
Um,
not recommended at three or four. Yeah, I would very much agree there.
yeah, and it's just like the solo campaign is so good. Like they really put
Hmm.
some effort into it. The nice big thick book of all the and they have a X campaign. It's like a solo almost like a campaign or scenario set for every faction, so you can kind
Yeah.
of use that to learn them if you're going to eventually go into it. But again, chip theory, it's all poker chips, neoprene, and plastic cards. It's got everything. They just came out with the fancy storage solution that holds
Yep.
holds
You can see
everything.
it. See it right. Whoop. Right there.
Yeah.
Right. Whoop. Right there.
And then the big miniatures box that holds all the factions, uh,
Here we go. Right.
spires.
And then
And
I grab it, and here it is. Anyway.
um, so anyway, this one, I'm a chip theory fanboy anyway, so I was determined to learn this game. And once I picked it up, it's just really good,
Mhm.
and I have a blast with it. It's going to be easier to take out and set up now with having the storage, especially the way they did it,
Yeah.
um, and stuff. So I'm excited to get it back out again and just kind of see how those new factions play and stuff. But
Yeah.
you know,
This is not on my list, mainly because I didn't own it up until very recently again. Um, but yeah, in that storage solution, damn it, this way. I have everything in there, and it would be interesting to do like to compare this now to games like Onward and Guards of Atlantis that
yeah,
are in that vein of MOBA style. But I mean, this one is 1v1 for sure, or solo, but even in a solo, it's still 1v1. It's just run
hmm
run by an AI that with different heroes, and yeah, the factions play radically different from one another. I imagine the 4.4, from what I remember, the game itself is not that difficult to learn. I wonder if the 4.4 is just because of the asymmetric factions.
It could be that,
Um,
but it's also could be I think there's like one or two double-sided pages of key terms and stuff.
uh, yeah, like
I mean,
there
there's
are keywords, but I mean, how's that compare to like Hoplamachus Victorum or Burn Cycle?
yeah, because I don't
I
know
guess,
what those are rated. Like, I
yeah.
don't think they're as high as that, um,
But yeah,
but
like, oh, do people put the I didn't realize people put the chips underneath
yeah, you
the
always put
spires.
that's how I always put everything underneath except for the
Oh,
tower type.
that's not what I was doing. I always stacked them underneath the the chip.
Oh no, no,
But
that's
oh, cool. Yeah, that works.
you get top
Um,
heavy.
yeah, it was a balancing thing at that time. But yeah, here's like a picture of the fortress advancements for the Brawn, and these are like the giants, and you have your own token tray for like the heroes you can bring out, their minions, and then the different types of
Right.
spires that they have. But then on top of the fact of the matter that you have to bring in, it's not mana. I keep wanting to call it mana, but whatever these like
Uh,
whatever that is, it's like you
it's a crystal thing, right?
yeah,
Like,
it's basically what you spend to level up and get like these unique abilities for
yeah.
the factions, which is really cool. So, um,
Um, yeah. Burn
hoping to
cycle is a 4.06. So this
okay.
is, but yeah,
Or
the
like too
learning
many
curve for this
bones,
game
like
is big. Like,
too many
I think the
bones
learning curve,
is
yeah.
a 3.87. Elder Scrolls
Elder Scrolls has got
is
to be pretty decent.
it's a 4.04.
It's
It's
about
honestly
burn
yeah,
cycle weight.
weird to me that Cloudspire is that high. But all that being said, still yeah, still a good game.
Yep, for
I'm
sure.
hoping to start a tournament for this one. I think this will be a very solid one. And then eventually I will go through the three hardcover books of the solo campaign.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, so expect to see Cloudspire content at some point.
Yep, sounds good.
Nice. All right, my number 24 rose. It was 31 last year and 51 the year before, so it rose 7 spots. And we actually already talked about this on your list at some point. And I completely agree, and that is Marvel Zombies.
That was in my last segment. I want to say it was my
I think so.
39.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said. Marvel Zombies is just a pure blast to play. This one just keeps rising for me. Just, I mean, the amount of content definitely helps, but I I really like the flip on its head for Marvel Zombies. I also like the fact that you can play it like normal. If you don't want to be zombies, you can play the heroes. There's so many heroes, so many zombies to play. The hunger mechanism is great of that double-edged sword of like, well, I'm stronger whenever I'm hungry, but if I get too hungry, then I don't get to do anything except rush to, attack someone to lower my hunger. I like the fact that this is scenario based, so no campaign or anything. It's just running around, being a zombie version of your favorite Marvel hero with unique ability. The level up system in the Zombie Dead series has always been great, where just by killing mobs of enemies, you increase in level, which then unlocks a unique ability for you. Uh, and everyone just feels different from one another. I mean, like I said, it's just an absolute blast to play. And even though we have the nice 3D insert that reduces it down to 3 boxes, it's still like kind of it's insane to still try and find and set up. But yeah, I think this is easily one of the better zombie side versions. I know the later zombie sides like the Cowboy
Black Plague
one,
and stuff.
well, Black Plague definitely revamped it. And then they've just gotten, good, but I've never wanted to hop back into it except for this one. And I'm gonna keep it that way because I'm not even gonna look at the pirate one.
I'm gonna look, but I don't think I'll get it. This one was almost you couldn't pass it up, because
Yeah.
that's what we had said when I talked about it last segment was, we're sitting there and we're watching it, and it's like every 10, 15 minutes is like new hero unlocked, new hero unlocked, new hero, and you
Yeah.
go to the page and it's just like this massive list of heroes and zombies and all that stuff, and it's just bonkers.
Yeah. I mean, which is a problem on our end, but they have tons of content for this one that once I go through my like my Marvel Champions like stuff, I'm gonna either go to Marvel United or I'm gonna go to Marvel Zombies
Yeah,
next to keep the Marvel Mondays going.
there you go.
And yeah, that's my 24 Marvel Zombies.
That's a good one. All right, my number 23 was 18 last year. It fell 5 spots, but not for any particular reason. I've actually played this year, still have a blast playing it. I went through the initial campaign and I'm starting the second box campaign, and that is Freedom 5. Um, so this one was, kind of the new Defenders of the Realm, um, in a way, but they added some more stuff to it. This was kind of the culmination of greater than games using their Sentinels of the Multiverse and then tossing it on to the Defenders um Richard Lanius system of that. So pretty much you because you can do one shots of this as well, but there's the core box campaign, there's the Cosmic Threats campaign so far that they have out. But you pick. They have a bunch of heroes out currently. And I don't know if they'll even ever come out with anything else for it. But
I was about to say, I'm like, did someone pick it up? Because Greater Than Games doesn't exist anymore.
well, but Arcane Wonders is who really put it out. Like
Oh, okay.
Greater Than Games, the only thing they put towards this was the Sentinels uh IP. I think
Gotcha. So who has
Arcane
the Sentinels
Wonders.
IP?
Well, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
how that works, but anyway, even if they don't, there's enough stuff in this because the campaigns are decent length and it's going to play differently depending on how the cards come out and your heroes that you're using. But looks like yeah, I don't know why they're using some standees and some painted minis on
I
there,
don't
but
know.
anyway, I got the cool, the fully painted stuff. The paint jobs are really good as long as you don't look at their eyes. Which is a common issue, So like any of the ones that have like their faces covered up and everything look super sweet. But you're going to be bouncing around, and all these henchmen of different colors are going to be hitting the board, kind of like just like in Defenders of the Realm. And if there gets to be a certain number in there, they're going to spread. You're trying to foil the villain's plan. There's usually a couple of big like um what do you want to call them? Not sidekicks, but there's like usually generally a couple of villain. Oh, I guess they are villains. Mastermind is the big one, and then the villains are
Oh yeah.
the people right below. So you're trying to deal with the villains doing their craziness, and there's a bunch of those, and then ultimately the mastermind is who you're trying to take out. But um, they also use the interesting thing with like Marvel Champions, where you're going to have your alter ego and hero side of your card. So some actions can only be taken if you're in alter ego mode. Some actions can only be taken if you're a hero. And what's cool is every hero has different things they can do in both modes. Um, so like everybody's board's different, and you can be at a different spot. You have to be in a different spot in the city in whatever form to heal up or do this or that. Also, every character has I can't even think of what they call them now. They're like real life stuff. Those cards that would pop out, and it's like so and so he has jury duty, and he has to go, and you have to
Oh,
like,
obligation.
yeah, maybe that's what. Yeah, I think
I
that.
think that's what they're called in Marvel
Okay,
Champions, but
or personal task. That little card right there,
oh, okay.
like by Unity. Yeah. So but yeah, I mean this one is awesome. I liked Sentinels of Multiverse, the card game, but it was just always so fiddly. But then throwing it on top of this cooperative slash solo deal of, trying to manage the board and the spread of the henchmen is just cool. And there's little stories that pop out with the schemes and stuff, and you're rescuing people, and when you rescue um the bystanders, they give you abilities and stuff like special ability and stuff like that. The board takes just a little bit of getting used to, like with because it's kind of colorful and spread around stuff, but give yourself a play or so of it and it's fine. But yeah, I mean this one's really good, and it's gonna hang around the top for quite a while. I printed a really super sweet insert for this that holds everything into one box, so I'm happy about that. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean that's Freedom 5, and hope maybe someday, maybe they come out with more, but I'd be happy if they don't too.
Yeah.
So,
Who knows? I mean, like we said, Greater Than Games doesn't exist anymore. Um, I don't know who picked up what from them. Maybe Arcane Wonders picked up Sentinels so they can make more. I don't know if anyone picked up Spirit Island, but to be fair, Spirit Island probably needed to end.
yeah,
There's a shit ton of stuff for that. I do know that the Sentinels of the Multiverse, like their last one, the Master Set,
uh-huh.
um, Sentinels, or the Definitive Edition, I think is that what it's called?
I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah, that is being delivered, so they were able to get that out. So I don't know. Um, but yeah, Freedom 5, that one is a fun one. Not fun enough for me to go out of my way to own, but yeah.
So, so just so it looks like Flat River Group is who purchased Greater Than Games.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know anything about Flat River Group. It doesn't say anything
Flat
about
River. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was thinking of
says it
uh
holds the rights to the Sentinels of the Multiverse intellectual property. And it said Greater
okay.
Than Games was the original publisher, but it was purchased by Flat River Group. And I don't know. We'll see.
All right, yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah.
Cool. What are we on? 23?
Yes.
Yes. All right. My 23 fell. It was 14 last year and 16 the year before. Uh, it fell not because I don't play it. It actually fell because I am very selective of who I play it with. This is a game I don't necessarily like to teach new players. I have taught three new players last time I did it, and it was a nightmare, and that is Root.
Oh God.
Um, Root is an absolutely phenomenal asymmetric war game. It's easily one of the best out there, in my opinion. I am extremely excited for the new factions to come out. Uh, I'm hoping it'd be really nice if they get delivered before Gen Con, because the people
I
I'm going to Gen Con with this year.
it's
Uh,
interesting. Go ahead, finish. I was going to say
oh,
something about it.
I was gonna say the people I'm going to Gen Con this year I can easily get this played. Because two of the three have already played it.
What's going to be
Um,
interesting with this game is because this is an evergreen for leader games, but
yep,
Cole Worley and Kyle Farron left the company.
yeah,
So and they brought some games with them, but they didn't bring Root with them. So now
they
what's
did
going to
not.
happen? So I
Yeah,
don't know what the hell's happening with that now.
I don't know. Yeah, I did read that article. It was actually sent to me by another guy. Because Cole Worley, yeah, and Kyle are starting their own company. As far as I could tell, there was no animosity. It wasn't like "fuck you guys, we're on
Oh
our own."
no. Right.
They just probably wanted to go in a different direction. And I mean, I know Cole is working on more arcs stuff,
Hmm.
but they did say in their like notification of them leaving the company that they would help with future route
Okay.
design.
I was gonna say because
Uh,
I would kill that game if they didn't keep putting,
well, I mean, to be fair, at the same time, like, I mean, there's a ton of factions for route. It is Leader Games is probably most successful game, so they they might run into that Everdell situation where they just don't want to end it and keep it going. But yeah, like I know if they did want to keep going, I know Cole has mentioned it gets increasingly more difficult to make more factions for it because
yeah.
you have to keep balancing it with all the
Hmm.
other factions released. So
Yep.
it will be interesting to see what happens in the future. But I do believe Cole said that they would help design and Kyle would do art and
Okay.
stuff.
That's good to
But
know
now they
because
have to be paid, contracted out to
right.
actually do it.
Yep.
Because if they don't get them, then I think that's where you run into issues.
Yeah, because your art's not gonna match your
It's not going to
everything.
match, and then you might have some weird imbalance issues because you don't know the intricacies of it. Uh, yeah. So, like I said, Root is absolutely phenomenal. All the factions are great. Um, the way this game works, I just love that it's first to 30. That there are just a bunch of different play styles, and people have their own favorite factions, and they did a really cool thing of giving each faction a uh oh, what do they call it? It's essentially a number system that, depending on number of players, you have to kind of meet a threshold, or they suggest you meet that threshold so you have the correct player interaction. You don't want to have a bunch of factions that have too few units that you never really deal with one another. Um,
Right.
so so yeah, like you have like the vagabond who is one meeple only, and he can move in and out of the trees and ally with other players. You have the Eerie who are like a programming faction. You have the cats who are all over the map and they're building buildings to get wood. Um, you have my favorite faction, which is the lizards, and they are cultists and they plant gardens, and everyone fucking hates them because they kind of want to die, and you get stuff for having them die. I mean the latest two factions, the Lord of Hundreds and the oh shit. They're like the Badgers. Um and what were they called? It is Was it the Marauder? Yeah, the Marauder expansion is what brought them. It was Lord of Hundreds and Keepers in Iron. Those were absolutely fantastic. So I'm extremely excited to see what the two new ones bring in the Homeland expansion. That one is Lilypad, Diaspora, and the Twilight Council. I haven't really looked into what they do, but very excited to see that. It's like bats and frogs, I think is what they are.
Interesting.
So yeah, really love Root. It's just I rarely get it to the table because I do agree. I think you need four. I know the bots can kind of they've been rebalanced and people swear that they're good enough to throw in if we have three, but we need a fourth. But I just don't want to deal with that overhead on top of an already decently strategic and heavy game of trying to know what you're doing with your faction. I don't want to be like, and I'm also going to run the Automa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want people to know how to play Root, and which is kind of a catch 22. It's like I I want to play Root, but I don't want to teach new people to play Root. But so I have to already find someone who knows how to play Root. But yeah, it's just it's a little weird.
Yeah.
So that's my
It's the same
23.
with these kind of games, just like with their first one that they put out with the
Oh, Vast.
bat. I mean, any of those games that have where everybody controls something completely different rule set, it's gonna suck to teach.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Hegemony is kind of like that as well, where it's
Yeah.
like, ugh, okay. But I don't know. There's something about like the last time I played this one, um, it was three new people. Actually, one of the guys had already played once before. He played a three-player game. So it was technically two brand new people, and one of the players just did not get it.
Hmm.
And I was like, I I don't know how else to explain it. Like, and it wasn't even about the faction, it was about like the crafting system, which is a universal rule. It's like, yeah, people how you craft is different for everyone, but like the rules of crafting is still the same. Hey, you have to control these areas on the of the board to be able to craft that card. And yeah, it was just not clicking, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So but
All
yeah,
right.
very excited. Love this one. And you know, if I do get to play with new factions, it'll probably jump up a bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, my number 22 is the other new one in this segment, and this was one that I was kind of surprised wasn't higher. Um, but I didn't budget around any. I figure if it keeps rolling heavy this year, it'll jump up next year. And this one's kind of a little bit of a cheat because it's actually two games in one, and that's Fromage and Formaggio. Um, they
Wow.
they're
You
the
haven't even
virtually
played Formaggio.
I have.
Fucking cheat. No, you haven't.
I have.
You told me. Dude, I have a text. You're like, hey, by the way, I haven't played Formaggio.
I have now. Um, but yeah, these because they're virtually the same game and they just have different um because the board is circular and it's made up of four like pie piece deals.
Yeah.
And the Formaggio is Italian, where this one's French. But the you can mix and match the boards. You can, do whatever. And it's more or less each game you play is like four mini games that you're trying to accrue points with.
Yeah.
This one is one I'd heard people talk about when it came out, and I was just like, yeah, it's a cheese making game, stuff
Hmm.
like that. But then I finally bought it and played it, and damn, it was awesome. Like I've played this one so many times this year.
How many times are you gonna learn that, you know, like you always scoff at certain themes and then you're just like, man, then I played it and it's the best game I've ever
I
played.
know, I
It's
know.
like you're
Well, I mean,
it
cheese
cracks me
making,
up.
it's like yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. But anyway, so pretty much what you're doing is you're going to be you have three workers, um and one of them's going to be the yellow hard cheese, one of them's going to be on the white soft cheese, one of them's going to be on the blue cheese, and you're going to have a piece of pie facing you. And because another plus for this game is every game, whether you're playing with two or four, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes. You sit
Yep.
down, you're going to place one of your cheeses or people on one of the spaces, and you put one of your wooden cheeses under them, so you kind of hold it in place. And then everybody does that. Does there any actions or whatever pops up, gathering resources, and then it rotates clockwise, and you keep doing the same thing. But you have to watch out because this has that thing where um, your worker stays out there until when you rotate it. If the worker is facing you, then you get them back. So if you put them on a gold space, because there's gold, silver, and bronze are the three like the theme of the deals. Most of
Mhm.
the really valuable spots are gold, which means you're not going to get it back for three rounds. Um, and silver's two, bronze is one, so you'll get it right back the next turn. Where Formaggio changes it is they actually have I can't remember what they call the spot, but it's actually a super powerful one, and it actually takes all four turns to come back around. It won't.
Oh,
It has
okay.
to. So you can do it, but you're not getting that one minute worker back for an entire rotation of the board. Um, but the different mini games, there's area control. There's like trying to make a chain. Um, there's trying to get tables claimed, trying to get different stuff. Um, and then you can change because there's the things slide in. So there's like these little triangle like card things that slide into a slot and change the layout of the cheese colors and stuff in each of those. And so there's like an advanced side and a beginner side of those. So you can do that to do that as well. Um, it's got a lot of interesting decisions in this for especially with it being such a fast game because everything is simultaneous.
Yeah.
Every action you take, all that stuff. And then you just score the four areas, and then of course you have your player board because you're also getting cheeses that you can make if put if you fulfill its deal. If you put a right kind of cheese and the right kind of deal, then you can get that turn that card over. It says you made that cheese. That's a set collection type thing. It's like you'd have to put that on a bronze soft cheese to make it. Um, so yeah, you do that. You're building these buildings on your player board as well. That after you build them, they will become
Come.
actions or different stuff with you. There's also you use livestock. That's another resource, and you can use those do do like special actions as well. It's just there's just a lot of interesting things that goes on with this, and this is one that just really hit the sweet spot for me. Like I said, I wouldn't have been surprised if this was a top 10 one for me. That's why I was surprised it was just 22 when I did my did my listing. So, but yeah, I mean, I've never had a bad game of this, and I haven't mixed them yet to see how that works. I've played them
Oh,
each
okay.
separately, but if you get the deluxe versions, which I think we both have both of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it has the neoprene lazy Susan thing. It's just so you just place the play mat down. There's this little plastic thing that sets up and it lets the board rotate a little easier. Um, but yeah, I mean this is because everybody only has 15 pieces of cheese. That's it. And that's another thing. Like you can if you're not putting cheese down, you can get behind the eight ball, and it's like once that last piece of cheese is placed, then it's game time, and stuff. So it's just it's a great one. I really, really, really like this, and it may go up even higher after, in the years to come.
Yeah.
But
I like this one quite a bit as well. I went out and got my own copy of this one in Formaggio. I did combine them with a nice 3D insert. Uh, so yeah, this one's very, very solid.
yep,
All right. My number 22, right? Yep, 22
yep, yep.
is new to the list. Uh, and this is one that I've actually played quite a bit, and I've shown it to you, and you've actually played it more than just the one time, and that is Terrascape.
No, yep, yep. I played it a few times.
Um, I like this one so much that, well, what was really annoying is because they have Terrascape 2, but by the time that was on crowdfunding, I hadn't gotten my Terrascape 1 stuff yet. So I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna like this. It turns out I absolutely love it. This one really does an awesome job of the one versus many, like hidden movement style games, which, as we talked about in like probably one of the more recent ones, the Sniper Elite one, is this is a genre that I feel like I have my staples, where it's I have Letters from Whitechapel, I have Fury of Dracula, and it's like,
Right.
well, the genre isn't redefining enough for me to have a bunch of these in my collection, hence why I didn't really care for Mind Management, or Sniper Elite for that matter. So I was really kind of hesitant on how this one was. I'm like, is this gonna be a gimmick because of the awesome uh uh divider that's the mansion that has the dice tower in it. Uh but they do a awesome job with this one with the pillar being the one that is actually visible to everyone and the God, I'm dying. Uh and the survivors are the ones that are hidden. So it's flipped where like a lot of these games, the killer is the one that's hidden and the other players have to find them. Um, this one definitely kind of, I mean, each killer plays completely different from one another, and the different, just the sense of information of trying to parse out and figure out, and the way that the survivors can hide, but the way that the killer can block them, and you know it it is a weird kind of dynamic between the two, because it's like there's not a whole lot of communication back and forth between the two different groups.
Right.
Um, like I've played this at 2, and I've played it at actually I've played it at 3, and I've played it at 4. Uh, and I kind of like 2 the best. Um, because of that. Like in Letters from Whitechapel or Fury of Dracula, there's a lot of open communication between the other players. Like that helps the one player kind of figure out what they're doing, or where to go, or how to respond. The If we're playing with 4 players and the other 3 are controlling survivors, like whenever we were doing your wife, and my girlfriend, you guys didn't really talk to one another. Or
Well,
if you
it's
did, it was a lot of
because
whispering.
yeah, because we didn't want you to hear what we were saying.
Right. But that the game encourages that. It literally, like, you could pass notes. Like there's not, I have to really be on my toes, or the killer has to be on their toes to figure out where people are, and there's a lot of ways for them to do that. Um, it's just such a unique, innovative game in this genre that I is a theme that I really, really love. Um, and what's really cool is with all the expansions that they have, there's tons of different maps. It has that Final Girl kind of feel of like, oh, I'm gonna take this killer and put him on this map. Like, hey, this expansion came with this killer and this map, and it's designed, that's where they go. Like the newest expansion that we did was I think it was the Putrefied Enemy,
I think so. It was the zombies and all that
Enmity,
stuff. Yeah.
the Putrefied Enmity. And that has a cave, and then the queen that has zombies roaming around. But it's like we could take the base guy, uh, whatever his name is, the big hunk with the chainsaw, the butcher. Yeah, the butcher. You can take the butcher and put him on that cave. And then mix and match different abilities. And the way I play, because my girlfriend really likes to play Anna Kendrick. I think it's her, not Anna Kendrick, it's the actress. Kubrick. On the Kubrick. I was like, it's a K because they're all a play on, I think, horror movie directors. She can't be spotted by like certain effects of and so I'm just like, I'm never finding that person. Like I don't know the intricacies all that well. So I'm extremely excited for Terrascape 2, because it's all could be cross compatible. So that's even more locations with even more killers, more cards and stuff. And I know the Terrascape 2 rules add a way for the survivors to try and gang up and kill the killer. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah. So really, really like this one. Very easy to play. And that's my number 22.
Alrighty. And to round out this segment, my 21 was 23 last year, so it bumped up 2 spots.
Nice.
Um, you have this one, I believe, too, still. And that is Hoplamachus Victorum.
I do. You can actually
Yep.
see it right there.
Yep.
There it is. Right there. Right there.
All right. So this one probably would be sliding down for me if they hadn't come out with one of and their newest set of expansions, the Pandora's Ruin. Um, because the Pandora's Ruin brought in several different little things, like more scions and stuff like that. But the biggest thing was the Mercury Boots campaign
Mm.
mode, that new campaign mode, because it switched from where um instead of each act lasting 12 weeks, it made each act last 6 weeks. So it cut the time in half of your stuff, of your campaign. Um, there were some other tweaks here and there too to accommodate for that
Yeah, you
cutting
start
down.
off with like a bunch of level ups for
Hmm.
your hero, or whatever they're called.
Right. Um, but this one is Hoplamachus solo. I mean, this is a solo only deal. Um, you're running through several different locations, doing different things, all the while you're trying to get to um taking on what the hell is the
Scion.
is no, but the very last one you fight isn't it usually like plate Pluto or something like
Well,
that? Yeah, I guess
I
it
mean, it can
depends.
be.
Yeah, it can
There's
be.
a bunch of different Scions.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, because Pluto's the god of underworld.
Yep.
But so yeah, you're just going through and running through this campaign. Uh this one really caught my eye because I had everything for the regular Hoplamachus. But then they had that where you had the Hoplamachus remastered and then the Hoplamachus Victorum being solo only, that was an auto do. And then, I really liked it, but it was such a commitment because it was such a long deal before.
It was like each act took like 4 hours.
Right, right. But now each act probably takes about two or
Yeah.
so with the Mercury deal, and that was like one of the smartest things. They listened to their their fans or whatever, and they
Hmm.
added that, and it was the perfect addition because it made it a nice swallowable deal at that point. Again, this is my second chip theory game in this segment, but you get that same deal. Chips, neoprene, plastic.
Yep.
I like the little grandstand thing that they have there for everything, even though it doesn't fit everything in it. Um,
I know. Yeah, it's so weird. You can 3D print
yeah,
like an add-on.
yeah. So I'll
Yeah,
probably end
it's
up,
that was kind of
but
lame.
but yeah. I mean, this one's top notch. There's several different little maps you get to work on, and
Oh yeah, the expansion added a B side
right.
to like the not to the neoprene, but to the sheet that gave you the rules. So now you can actually swap between two game modes between
hmm
them.
And everything like you can bring characters from Hoplamachus Remastered over into this, like the different
Yep.
like factions and such. So there's just more replayability with that as well. Um,
Yeah, it cracks me up because out of all the chip theory games I had played, Hoplamachus and Hoplamachus Victorum were the ones that I liked the least. And somehow, some way, chip theory reached out to see if I wanted to cover this game. I still have no idea because they don't reach out for like any of the like 20 strong stuff. Um, and I was like, sure. Like, I mean, that's pretty awesome because this is a, you know, bigger publisher to reach out and have me do some coverage. And yeah, they sent me this and like all the expansions and the Hoplamachus remastered. And I busted my ass to get content for this. I did a whole series on this one with the expansion. I did every version of Hoplamachus Remastered. You came in and we did the new stuff for remastered.
yep.
Um, and yeah, that expansion saved this game because if I had to go through it again with 4 hours per act, it's miserable, dude.
Yeah, for
And I kept
sure.
telling you that too. You're like, man, this game's amazing. I'm like, it's fucking brutal.
Well, it is,
It's
but
4 hours of die rolling.
I also like leave games set up all the time, like
That's
when I
true.
go into longer ones. So like it wasn't as big of a deal for me because I could just walk
Yeah.
away and leave it. There was because the Pandora's Ruin was the must expansion for this.
Yeah.
And then they've had other stuff that has kind of added some stuff like stuff for remastered, but also kind of added to that, the Pandora's Wake and Pandora's Might and that stuff. But but yeah, I mean, this is another one of those games. It's not going to be the last chip theory game I talk about. I'll guarantee you that.
I know. I already guessed where one of them's at.
I know, but that's
I
still
know.
not the last one.
I can I can guess where two more are at probably
I
because
don't know because
I don't
I
want to
have
spoil your entire top 10
I have
for them being
one
chip theory games.
I have one, two, I have three more chip theory
I
games,
know. I
you
know. I
know.
know you do.
So
I know. It's just a matter. I'm actually surprised you didn't combine two of them, but I guess they are different enough.
they're very different. Anyway, that's my number 21 was Hoplamachus Victorum.
Nice. And to end this segment, my number 21 is a game I never would have thought I would actually go out and own. I think I got the core box for like $10. Someone was just basically giving it away. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a shot. And then played everything in the core box. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to spend an absurd amount of money to get everything for this. Uh, and I just try not to think about how much I spent. And that is Marvel United.
It still amazes me that you like this game.
It's
Like,
so much fun, dude.
I know it is, but like you talked me out of buying it because I was going to go all in and buy all that stuff, and you're like, that's such a basic game. You're not gonna like it, all this
And
stuff.
you
And
probably don't.
no, I do. I mean, I would own it all too. It was a lot of money to get everything.
Yeah. I mean, well, to be fair, the core box is pretty basic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at that time, that was probably true. But now I actually just enjoy the games that are just fun to play. I don't like
Hmm.
to sit around for 3 hours, burning my brain. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess this was fun. It was strategic, and like the version of fun that I have while playing SETI is not the same version of fun I have playing this. Um, and yeah, just they have a lot of like really fun things to do about this game. I mean, again, the amount of content definitely helps with how many heroes and villains there are, and then the plug and play nature of just being like, here's who we're gonna throw in. Like, what character do you want to play? Because they probably exist in here. You want to be Bob, Agent of Hydra? Sure, here you go. I want to be Squirrel Girl. All right, then we're gonna go up against Thanos, like whatever. And each villain has different ways that they play, different cards. Each hero has different cards for their deck. I think this system of uh this timeline element of like playing cards after other players to trigger different effects is such a cool thing. The amount of locations that have different abilities on them that you can randomly throw out.
Right.
It's just that plug and play nature makes this one just so much fun to play. And yeah, it might be like simple, but like after playing like that core box, I was like we played the one game and I was like, "Oh man, this is actually fun. I'm invested." And then it's like, "Well, let's try out," because we basically, it was me and my girlfriend playing. We picked two characters and then it's like, "Okay, well, let's try the other villain." And then we'll try two different heroes and then that played different. And it's like, "All right, well, let's try the last villain and try the last two heroes." And like we just played it back to back to back, and you're able to with this kind of game. Um yeah, now with all the content, definitely makes it a little bit more difficult whenever you want to. But I've just created a randomizer wheel for all the villains and heroes. So it's like we could just pick who we want to play, but it's like, fuck it. We'll just click the wheel and that's who we're going to play. And then we'll just set it up. And it's so much fun. Like, yeah, this one surprises me the most.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
We'll see where it
I've had a
lasts.
blast with it. Like, because when the first Kickstarter came out, the guys brought it and we played it a lot on some Friday nights and stuff, and I
Yeah.
always had a blast with it. But um, it was just one I didn't want to drop the big money on at that time, you know.
Yeah.
But
And I think they're done. I mean, it's Simon and they don't really.
well, they have DC United right now, but
Oh, yeah, that's
it's in
right.
flux right now because
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. I forgot about DC United, which did not do nearly as well.
no.
Um, but I imagine they're done. I mean, what else do you add to this game? They have everything for
I
it.
mean, ask Fantasy Flight about their Marvel champions. I mean, shoot, they find stuff out of the woodwork and just
If
keep rolling with
Fantasy
it.
Flight, if Marvel Champions ever gets to the amount of content that is in Marvel United,
No, I know.
that
Yeah,
that would be bonkers because that game is is a lot deeper in terms of the characters and villains than this one is.
hmm
So that would really surprise me because I've math. I think there's like over 200 villains or like over 300 characters. It's insane. It's
yeah,
like this is the most Marvel content you could have. So in terms of like I was talking about with Marvel Zombies. like my Marvel Monday thing, that's gonna go for a while.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to showcase like everything for those three games alone. And I think this rounds out my like my Marvel stuff. I don't know what game could come out that has Marvel as a theme that would have me be like, I'm gonna get everything for that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not
So
sure. Because I'm already kind of marveled out myself right now anyway.
no, exactly. Yeah. Like that's how
So
I was with Marvel Champions, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll just try this gimmick of
right.
a themed release just for content. And I mean, the Marvel movies and stuff, I'm kind of whatever. But I mean, Thunderbolts was good. And, but I mean, that's the only Marvel movie I've watched of recent
Right.
times. And so I know Avengers Doomsday is coming out soon, but I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, like the MCU, I'm kind of over, but the games still super fun.
Yep, I'd agree.
All right, and that is it, everyone, for this segment. Only two more segments to go. Only one more before we're actually talking about our top 10 games of all time. So I hope you're enjoying. Let us know what you think of these games in the comments below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.